What is up, guys? I'm Dan. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into more Old Nation beer, and it's coming out of Williamston, the infamous Old Nation. You know them, the notorious M43, and today it's B43, but not the normal B43 Brut IPA. It's going to be the Tangerine variant. We have seen a grapefruit variant last year, and I did say in that review, when I did review this beer, actually that beer, they should keep demand high by completely rotating the types of varietals they offer on these B43s or M43s, and that's exactly what Old Nation has done in the last couple of years. They keep the demand lever pulled, and they keep coming out with new versions of their beers, and I like it because, again, it keeps demand high, and it comes and it goes. I love it. So we have the Old Nation B43 Tangerine, 7% the base. That's what you get typically. The ABV is the exact same, and you get the exact same malt bill, truthfully, just some different ingredients. We have India Pale Ale with natural tangerine flavor, whatever that really means. So, and then we have an Embark, a flavor journey with special edition B43 that's exploding with hops and natural tangerine flavor. They converge, to create a crisp, ultra-drinkable IPA experience. So I really liked the grapefruit version of this. I did give it like a 4.25. So that being said, I hope this is just as good, but I don't know. I do like grapefruit beers. I do tend to like them when they're drier and drinkable, even though 7% is quite high. We'll see about this one for drinkability, guys. So we have a canned on date of 11/25. And today is the 30th of November. That's unbelievable. It's 5 days old. Fantastic. So I do really like Old Nation because they get it to distribution very, very quickly, and then you see it days later. It's amazing. So we got the Old Nation glassware. It's proper, it's official, and you have to like brewed IPAs, guys. If you're not one that prefers the dryness and the crisp, peckering carbonation, well, then you're not going to like this probably. But I imagine if we stay on route with the B43 recipe, I hope that this is very well carbonated, very dry, and very flavorful, and it looks that way with carbonation already. So we have that nice little dull orange / golden yellow in there. It's kind of hazy for sure. And then we've got some crazy good carbonation streaming to the top, a little bit of head that has dissipated, fairly gone for the most part, but there's a little tinge, little nub of head sitting on top. You guys can see that's a good look right there. So look, you can see that's quite hazy. Let's get a nose on this. Wow. Yeah, it's a tangerine bomb, dude. It's the peels, it's the oils, it's the dryness and bitterness of the skin of that tangerine. You know, it's halos, it's clementine, it's straight up tangerine zest, man. It is oily and thick. You're getting a dose of it. It's borderline perfumey the way it comes across. But if you had this up to your nose blindly, you would without a doubt say orange peel, tangerine, clementines. You would say all those things. Today, tangerine, absolutely. It's pithy. It's super dry, right? You're not getting the flesh of the fruit. It is hanging on that skin very firmly. A little bit of maltiness, slight malty undertone. A little bit of grain, but really it's shining with bright notes of tangerine, guys. There's no other way to put it. It's a bomb. It's a tangerine bomb. I can hear the fizzling. It's really well carved. You can see that. So I'm just going to dive in. I have no other things really to say. It almost doesn't smell like a beer, truthfully. It's so strong and perfumey in a way. It's not a bad thing. I'm not saying it's artificial per se, but it's that strong where it's like the oily skin. Let's dive in. Let's see what this is about. Let's get it. Yeah. Ooh. Oily tangerine pithiness. And almost bitterness from the skin goes right into the bitterness on the back end. Borderline like floral perfumey bitterness. Again, I kind of said that on the nose. It's a little bit artificial in a way. And the way that it builds into your palate, plus the addition of the bitterness on the back end, because this typically is a dry, bitter beer. It certainly is adding to that kind of fierce bitterness, right? You're not just getting the bitterness that this base already has. You're getting the bitterness from the pithy, oily skin of the tangerine. So it's like double trouble, really. And again, it's a little bit perfumey and artificial. That's the only thing I really don't like right off the bat, but let's go in again. It's really strong, I will say. I wish there was a little bit more layering to this beer. You're getting the dry bitterness, you're getting the carbonation, you're getting that champagne bubbly kind of vibe. But I think what you're really getting pulled away from is maybe the base B-43, and you're getting more of the bitterness of this coupled with the bitterness of the peel and the pith of the tangerine. Again, coming across borderline floral, perfumey tangerine in a fake way. I'm just going to throw that out there. I don't know that I love that right off the bat. The bitterness comes across a little bit overpowering in addition to the tangerine, right? So instead of accentuating it and bringing some balance, you're getting like double bitterness, double perfume, double hit on your palate that just kind of ends a little bit unpleasantly for me. Is this completely like artificial? Maybe not. I'm just saying it comes across that way with how strong that tangerine oily pith is. And again, this is a 7% beer, so it's not a small beer, but I think you can detect the alcohol on this beer a lot better than maybe some of their other offerings. I feel like they are better covered up in other offerings from Old Nation. This one coming across a little bit alcoholic, and I don't know if it's just because that base is so bitter, and then you're getting, again, that addition of the tangerine that does come off particularly artificial to me, and that's just my opinion. But again, it doesn't feel like it's natural. So maybe somebody would want a little bit more sweetness to kind of decouple itself from that back end of bitterness. But it's a brewed IPA. It's supposed to be dry. It's supposed to be fizzy, and it is very much those things. But again, the tangerine, not my favorite version maybe of B-43, right? This does come across a little bit fierce on the palate. I do like it in the front and middle, but again, the pithy, oily skin of the tangerine dialing you up for days, and then you get double hit with that bitterness on the back end. It's a good beer. It just comes across a little bit harsh. I do almost want a little bit more of the base potentially, but I know that tangerine is meant to be there, and I know that this is a brewed IPA at the end of the day. It is good. It's just a little too dialed up for me. I feel like they need to come off the bitterness a little bit, but I agree. This is a brute IPA, and that's what it's meant to be. So it's not that they've deviated from the plan. It just isn't fitting or conducive maybe for my palate on the tangerine scale added with the bitterness. But not bad as I kind of warm up to this. It is good. I like orange. I like tangerine, pithy, dry, floral, boom, boom, boom. And I am just being maybe a touch bit critical, right? So this is still good. If you like tangerine, you probably will like this. If you like sweet beers with a little bit of malty sweetness, this is not what you're getting today, guys. It's completely the opposite end of the spectrum. So if you don't like dry and bitter, you do not want to get this. If you do like dry and bitter, you potentially will like this one. But again, in my humble opinion, maybe dialed up a little too much on the bitterness weighing into the alcohol of this beer. But not bad, slightly chewy. Got a little bit of sweet halo clementine juice, just a little bit, and then that's gone. It's all skin, it's all pith, it's all zest. So is this good? Yes, it's good, but it's not great. It's not like, it's not a 5 out of 5, guys. It's not even a 4 or 5 for me. I'm going to put this at a 4 out of 5. That's where I stand with this. It's not even an insult. I just think, again, maybe a touch too harsh on the back end. Tangerine, a touch artificial. So 4 out of 5 for me, guys. It's been the B-43 Tangerine. Thank you so much for being here. You're going to get this for about $14.99 a 4-pack. So till next time, if you're going to pour a beer, pour Michigan beer.